Everyone. In this session, we are going to understand the concept of nested if statement. In the last session, we saw the simple if else, and nested if is just an extension of that, where we have an if statement inside another if statement. And we are going to understand this concept by a simple example. So here the example is to create a program to find out the grade of a student. If the student has greater than 90 or equal to 90 marks, he has A grade, and then greater than 75 is B, and 60 and plus is C, and so on. And if student receives less than 40 marks, then student is a failure. So by the understanding of the normal if condition, if we try to build this program, it will be something like if marks is greater than 90 and greater than or equal to, and also let us create an integer variable. So if we do something like this, if student has greater than 90 marks, then we will say the student is in the A grade. That is what it is given over there. If student has marks greater than or equal to 75, then student is in the B grade. And let me copy and use it for the rest of the conditions as well. And the third condition is 60 plus, and it is a C grade. And next condition is 40, and it is a D grade, and anything less than 40 is a failure. Okay, that is what we saw in the last session. So if we try to use the same approach for this kind of program, see what happens. If the student has 99 marks, and if I execute it, in the output it is saying student is in A grade also, B grade also, C grade also, and D grade also, because 99 comes in these four conditions. So definitely something is missing in this approach, and we need a better solution, a better form of if condition over here. And here comes the use of nested if. In all this kind of situation, we no need to evaluate the second condition if the first condition is true. So where the student has more than 90 marks, we know he is in A grade. There is no need to evaluate for greater than 75 or greater than 60 or 40. And for that kind of approach, we will use the nested if. The way we will build the nested if is by simply putting again if condition, and then marks greater than 90. That's my first condition. If the student has greater than 90 marks, we will say student is in A grade. Okay, and if student has less than 90 marks, then we'll go to else part. And in the else part, we will have another condition over here, else if student has marks greater than 75. Then this second if will come into picture. So if this is not true, then else it will evaluate the second condition, where we will say student is in B grade. So look closely in this structure. Second condition is part of else, and it will not get evaluated if the first condition is true. Only if the first condition is not true, then only it will evaluate the second one. And when the second condition is true, it will execute this code. If the second condition is not true, then it will go to the next else part, and then we will write another condition over here, marks greater than 60, and then we can have C grade for that. Similarly, we will write another if condition over here, greater than 40, and we will assign D grade for that. And anything apart from this is simply failure. So we will say if student is not even in D grade, then it is by default called as a fail. So now the way it works is, if any of the condition is true, then no condition beneath will get executed, will get evaluated. And now if we execute this code, it's going to say student is in A grade for 99 marks. Let's say student has 66 marks, and it's going to say a student is in C grade. Now in this case, First condition is evaluated, it is not true. Then it went to second condition, it is not true. Then it went and evaluated third condition, it became true. And that's how we could find out the grade of third student. So this is the structure of nested if. Let me give you another assignment to work on this concept of nested if. You can find the answer of this assignment along with this session. The assignment is take three numbers, num1, num2 and num3, and create a program to find out the biggest of three numbers. So let us say num1 is 100 and num2 is 400, num3 is 300. The program will find out the biggest of three numbers.